So it's recording now. And Kendra, you are muted now. If you guys have any questions, just unmute so that you can ask me your questions, okay? So go ahead and you guys can get signed in. You won't be able to do Jing on the Chromebook, but you'll be able to do Screencastify. And then when you get back to your computer, since you're logged in, like it'll sync and it'll be downloaded. Yeah. So to go ahead and you guys can make sure you sign in at that bit.ly WC sign in, and you can just say Appy Hour Screencasting is what you can call today's event. And then I've got the link at the very top to this presentation, bit.ly/Appy Hour Screencast. And then don't forget, if you haven't already, the Schoology group. I've got a little screenshot there. We're going to talk about those today. But if you go to groups at the very top, not courses, in that red strip, you want to hit groups and then hit join. And then enter that access code that you see right there, that H96W3, etc. And then that will put you actually in the Appy Hour group where you'll be able to vote on following sessions and then access all of the resources and recordings from these Appy Hours. So I'll give you guys just a minute to sign in. And again, if you can just put Appy Hour Screencasting for the name of the meeting on that sign in. And I'm a little nervous about the Hangout with the screencast. I'm afraid I'm about to like overload my computer and it might freeze up a little bit, but we're gonna give it a try and see how it goes. So I'll go ahead and just kind of slowly start moving through it in case anyone's still signing in. Okay, so first, what is a screencast? And screencast at the end of it. So a screencast is actually a video of what's going on your computer. So I've got like my little example here. And this I actually took using Jing, which is one of the tools we're going to look at. You can see that, you see what I'm doing on the computer screen. You hear my voice. I'm going to stop it so I don't have to listen to my voice recorded anymore because I hate that. But so that's an actual screencast, whatever's going on the computer. Are you stuck, Allison? Yeah, the one that you entered at the STEM Center, it should connect.
It never worked even the other day.
Oh, it didn't? Today is the 29th, yeah.
Log in this week and we both be logging at the same time? Or are you talking about getting onto the network?
He was wanting to get onto the...
Sorry, you know what? I broke that.
Okay, so that is a screencast. Now a screenshot is just a still image of something on the computer screen. And this one up here, my little example, you'll notice like that I highlighted the title of the slides. I've got a little purple box here. I've got a red arrow, and I've got some text right here that I added. And I did that using Jing, one of the programs we're going to look at today. So that is the main reason why I really like Jing, because you can actually annotate your screenshots. So if you've ever emailed me a question with help, more than likely, I always send a screenshot back and annotate with arrows or boxes kind of pointing, click here, do this, etc. So for me, it's fabulous. And it works really well. So, and Jing allows you to do that with screenshots. Now, Jing does not let you do that with screencasts, the video, but it does with the still images allow you to annotate them. So some use, again, like I just mentioned, kind of an example why I do it all the time, and I'll do screencasts a lot if something's a little bit more complicated than just sending people a couple of screenshots with the arrows pointing to them. So then I'll actually do the video, the screencast, and actually walk them through. You go here, click here, do this, etc. And it's much easier to follow through. So that's kind of how I use them. But for actually using them in the classroom, a lot of times I get teachers who say, why would I do that? Yeah, you use it because, you're showing people how to use technology. But then once they go through and they see the potential, how they could use it in the classroom, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Why didn't I think about that? So like creating tutorials. So Tracy, you already showed me one that you were kind of playing with on how to do something in the software program that you teach on. Great for math teachers, like walking through and solving an equation. Allison and Art, you might be able to do something, you might be able to flip it to like the webcam version and actually record yourself in person, like working with a piece of pottery or, showing them how to do a drawing technique or something. So, you can actually flip it too and make it more of a video of you in person. And Screencastify, one of them that we're going to look at, will let you do that too. Giving feedback. So if whether it's a Google Doc or a Google presentation, or maybe it's just another digital tool, like maybe it's a picture of their artwork they submit to you, or the program that they, their final product that they submit to you in the program, or, even their English paper. Actually pulling that up on the screen and walking through and getting to, like use your mouse and point to the specific places in the document, or, again, whatever it is that you're talking about, fabulous for feedback. For students to do it. That's why we're going to look at Screencastify, since they're mainly on Chromebooks. They won't be able to use Jing, so Screencastify is a great program that they can use on Chromebooks, where they could do almost like flip feedback. So where they actually walk through and explain a process, and you can listen to them and watch them walk through that. And there are tons and tons of other ways, and I think we'll have time because it's pretty easy to learn how to use the program. So if you guys want to, if you have the presentation open, you can just click that link, or you can type it in, and I'll go ahead and leave it up there for just a second for our Amelia people in case you need it, that bit.ly/screencastideas. You just type that in your browser. That's going to take you to a Linoit sticky board. And if you're there, you can go ahead and just start posting some of your ideas on how you could use screencasts in the classroom. Oop. So I'll go ahead and pull that up, and I will actually post a sticky right here too, so that if you didn't get that. Screencast ID. There we go. So this is the link to this board on the yellow sticky, in case you didn't get it up there already from the presentation. So to post on our little Linoit board, all you do is you just click one of these stickies, start typing, and then you hit post. And then you're going to just want to drag your sticky out of the center so that they all don't post right on top of each other. Yeah. No, that's okay. I'll just move it around the board. Use new software. Yeah, that's perfect for you, teaching different technology stuff like you do.
I thought it just had too many windows open. It got
Oh, it's one side, okay.
because those screens are so big.
And Amelia folks, if you guys are not, you can post too. We should be able to see your stickies as you post too. Right, so this is a fun tool. I like using this in a lot of training because like you see, you can just go right here and post your ideas. You didn't need to create an account. So I like this tool a lot. It's just linoit.com. Art demos, help students understand how to use art programs, apps. Yeah, perfect. All right, I will keep going with the presentation and with screencasts, but feel free to keep posting, Amelia people, if you have some ideas to add, or this will be there for you, and you can always come back to kind of see some other ideas that teachers have posted too. Okay, so first one we're going to look at, and if you are on a Chromebook, you are not going to be able to download Jing. But if you have a laptop or a PC in front of you, and it works Mac or PC, doesn't matter, you can either click here on the presentation, or if you are in the Schoology group, I have a link to take you directly to the download too. Maybe not, because I've lost my mind this week. There we go. So you can also go in that Appy Hour group into the Jing folder, and that download Jing link is right there. So it should take just a second. So actually it's not going to be in the Chrome Web Store. If you just, if you click up there, and you can just do a search for Jing download, J-I-N-G, yeah. And that second link right there should do it. Oh, you know what? Actually, sorry, go back. Not the website. Do that first. Next one. Yeah, I've used that one too. There's so many. These are just a couple that I picked out and then free download. Yes. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so while people are downloading this one, or for those of you on Chromebooks who can't download it, I'm just going to kind of start demoing it for you while you wait for it to download. So once it's downloaded and it pops up, you will want to create a screencast.com account because and it's totally free. It's a TechSmith program. And once you create a screencast or the videos, that's where it will upload and you'll share those links. But you don't need to create it you can just start using Jing without that account. It's just that it's not going to save that history for you. And you won't have anywhere to upload the videos to share them. So it would be kind of pointless for you if you're going to do the videos, but just to keep moving. So once it's downloaded and opens, you see this little sun right here? This is just a picture of it, of what it looks like when you hover over. But all the way to the right, in the middle of the screen, at the very edge of my computer, I've got my little sun. And you can actually like drag it around and move it if you don't like where it goes. It'll go, when it first opens, it's going to go to the very top, like almost right underneath your webcam. That gets in my way because of my Chrome tab, so I move it. But so it'll always hang out there. And then when you want to go, anytime you need to take a quick screencast or take a screenshot, you just hover over it and you get your little 3 prongs that pop out. And you want to select that very first option. It almost looks like a T or like your crosshairs. And then what that lets you do is you'll get your crosshairs that you can move around the screen. And if you see right now, like just my little Google Slides area is in color, and then at the very top, like where my tabs and bookmarks are, and the very bottom, and the taskbar is grayed out. So Jing will try to be smart and say this person probably doesn't want their tabs and their taskbar and the screencast. They probably just want the meat of this website. Or if you have a dialog box open, you'll notice it'll just go to the dialog box. But if it doesn't pick out what you want, let's say I just want this black slide right here. I can draw it exactly how I want. You just click and drag. Just like if you were trying to select, multiple icons on your desktop or something. You just click and drag to exactly what you want. So I'm going to actually do this icon over here so it doesn't confuse us. And then when you let go, you'll get these options right here. Then I get my little screen. This very first one, it looks like a Polaroid picture. If I would select that, that would just take the still image. And then that's when I can annotate it with arrows, the boxes, add text, and I'll show you that in a second. Or I can do it looks like a little film strip. That's when it will do a video. With Jing, you can record up to 5 minutes. So sometimes you might need to do multiple. My recommendation is really, think of your own self when you go to sit down and watch a video. If it's longer than 5 minutes, you're like, are you kidding me right now? Kids are the same way. So,
2.5.
right, yeah. So I always tell people like that really is probably plenty enough time. Make 2 if it's that rare occasion where, you need to, maybe you have a substitute and so you want to record your lesson that the sub can play for the kids. So it's actually you teaching and giving the information. So then maybe you'll need a couple of them because you would need more than 5 minutes. But yeah, 5 minutes should be good. But so anyway, your little film strip is what will capture the video. And then you get, the first time you do it, you'll have to allow your microphone and you'll have to allow a couple things, and then it gives you a 3, 2, 1 countdown. I am not going to do the video only for the fact that I'm afraid of me doing the Hangout on Air screen share and running, like it's going to just freeze up and cause problems for us. But it's very intuitive, very easy. And I've got screenshots in the presentation of what it looks like for you. But so I'll just do the still image. So here's when you do the screenshot or the still image, that first little option that looks like a Polaroid picture. Then all my annotation options are right over here. And so I've got the arrows selected. Right here's where I can change color for any of these options. So I could say, if it's, we're solving a math problem or I'm giving feedback, right here's where you went wrong. This is the step you need to be careful of. Yeah, you just click and draw it. If you want to add text, you draw a box. And then you can start typing. You can change your font right here, the size and the color of the text. And then you can also change everything is defaulted to red. Some of these are changing because I changed them for you for the image in the presentation, but it'll default to red. So if I wanted to change the color of that box to red, I always think that red stands out a lot more to people. And then if I just want to draw a box around something, I can do that as well. So if I'm saying, this whole area. And then you have a couple of options. Another thing that I like with the image, so let's say that a kid emailed you for help on a problem or something at home. So you're just going to take a quick screenshot, add a little text, explain it, point out a couple things with the arrows, but you don't want to save it to your computer, right? Because you're not, maybe you do because you get that question a lot, so you can use it over and over. But I like this option right here. It looks like 2 little Polaroid pictures, this third icon. That'll just let you copy. So I could go here and then, pull up my slide or email or whatever I'm doing and then just paste it right in. So I like that copy feature. I think it's nice and easy. A couple other things. Let me delete that. There we go. Close. Do a new one to show you. Capture the image. Okay. So a couple other options. And you will have this option, the share via screencast, looks like 3 arrows. That's what you'll see and want to use when you do a video. So when you do it this way, that's why you need that screencast.com account. You just click that, it'll upload. It takes a little bit longer when you do a video. But so you just click those arrows and then you get this little screen where it will say view on screencast.com. You can always log in and get to it that way, but if you're trying to get to it right away. So then when I say view on screencast.com, this is just the image, but it literally works the exact same way if this were a video. And then you could copy and paste that URL and you can share it with anybody, your students. You could put it as a link in Schoology if you're emailing. If you wanted to discuss, maybe you and a parent couldn't sync up and they wanted to have a conference with you, you could kind of use this, feedback about the kids' work and email that to the parent if you can't you know, end up finding a time and date that works for both of you, or whatever the reason, all you need then is that URL to share that video, if you would have selected video option instead of image. Again, I just did it with the image so it wouldn't freeze up the computer with everything I got going on right now. Or then that last option, you can also save and download it. Now with Jing, if you do the videos, and if you would do the save option, it saves as a really weird file type that like nothing can read. So that's why you want the screencast.com account, so that you can upload it. Now, if you get really fancy and like really into it, like I have, Jing is by TechSmith, the company. They also make a program called Snagit, which is like kind of like Jing on steroids, but you have to pay for it. Well, I have that one because of what I do. I'm doing it all the time. And then I have their professional editing software, and it will read Jing files and let me edit and splice and do all that stuff. But again, you have to pay for that one. So if you get really into this stuff, then I say TechSmith's programs are amazing. Go for it, but you do have to pay. So screenshots, the still images, you can do them any way. I would say either save or copy for those. With the videos, you're pretty much going to want to do the share on screencast.com because of the file format that the videos save in. It's real goofy. Like Windows Media Player won't read the file type to edit in. I've tried some file conversion websites, and they don't read the file type to even convert it to a different file. Who knows, it might be different now, but that's been my experience with it so far. And honestly, that's really all that there is to Jing. It'll just stay there and hang out, and you can use it anytime that you need to. So then, let's see, Screencastify is the one for those of you on the Chromebooks. And even if you're not on a Chromebook, if you're just running through Chrome on your laptop like I am, you can still install it. So you can either, if you have the presentation open, you can either click there, click the image, or you can go to, if you don't have the presentation open, you're in Schoology Appy Hour group, I have the install link right there for you that you can click. So when you install it, if you're on the Chrome Web Store, this is kind of the screen that you're looking for. And where my green button that says added to Chrome is, yours will say blue install now. And you'll just click it, and it only takes a second. And if you're really going to get into the screencasts, the videos, Screencastify has a couple of cool tools that I'll show you. But you may even want to use Screencastify if you are, even if you're not on a Chromebook, for the videos. So if you've got that installed, it's right up here with the rest of our extensions. And it looks like a film strip right there to the right of my Omnibox or the address bar. So to take a screencast, all I have to do, I'm hoping this doesn't freeze us up, is click that. And again, the very first time that you do Screencastify, it's going to walk you through, like, you know, set up my microphone, allow. It's going to ask you to allow the webcam because Screencastify will let you put a webcam with it, and some different things like that. You might want to, here's what I took some screenshots so that I could show you guys. So you will also want to tell Screen to select Google Drive. So the cool thing about Screencastify is that it doesn't upload to a different website like Jing, the screencast.com, but this one will actually save the videos right to your Google Drive. So you will, I mean, you can create an account with Screencastify, but the nice thing is if you select right here when you're going through that setup, if you just select Google Drive, it'll save them all to your drive for you. Then when you go to run it, you'll have to allow for microphone and camera access, and allow that it can connect to your Google Drive if you selected that that's where you want the videos to go. And then we're back here. So then once you've got it all set up and ready to run, you just click your little extension. And here's your options. You can just say start recording. Now I want to point out this little area where it says embed webcam. If that is not selected, it's going to be a screencast as is. You're not going to see anything with the webcam. If I would check that embed webcam and then start my recording, it will look like this, where here's my screen in the background, and then it puts a little version of my face right there, like my webcam. So if it was something, you know, if you were going to use it for flipped lessons, or if you're going to use it in place of a substitute having to teach your lesson or something, you might want that webcam there just to make it more personal. I personally hate having the webcam on because I find myself like, oh my God, my hair's out of place. Look at me, you know, things like that, instead of what really matters, which is what the point that you're trying to make. So if you do not want your face to show up, don't check that embed webcam setting. And then you just say start recording. And again, I'm not going to do it for the sake of freezing, but it'll do your whole screen. And then you will also notice when you're running a recording that you get these toolbars down at the bottom when you're running Screencastify. And so since I didn't want to run it through this program, I just made a screenshot of them. And so this first option just looks like a little mouse icon. If you would click that button while you're doing the screencast, it makes your mouse like very like big, black and bold, and very apparent where the mouse is. So if it was more of a tutorial, especially on software or something, you'd really want that selected because it makes it really obvious where you're going to click and use your mouse. Then if you do, it looks like our little no smoking sign with the mouse, that would hide the mouse so that you don't see it in there. So if you're, you know, maybe you're talking through feedback or something where the mouse isn't as important, then you wouldn't need it. The pencil icon's really cool. It will actually let you draw on the screen. So again, that would be probably a better tool than the feedback, because it would let you, you know, like circle parts of the paper or parts of it that you're talking about. And it's almost like smart software or something. If you're running transparent screen and you're, you know, drawing and marking up, that's what that pencil icon does. And then you have the eraser to erase parts of whatever you drew, or the big empty box would clear the page of whatever you use that drawing tool for. And then the X would hide those tools. So if you're not going to use them at all, you could just hide them to get them out of there, because they will be captured in the screencast. As you can see in this one right here, there's where the tools live while you're running the screencast. And then honestly, that's how easy it is. It will automatically upload to your drive for you. Like, you don't have to do anything special. It automatically goes to your drive as soon as you click the stop recording button. And then you can actually, it'll give you this little panel over on the left, like you see right, or sorry, over on the right, like you see right here. And what I did to pull up the video right away is if you just click right there where it says Google Drive, that will actually pull up your video in Google Drive for you. And the only thing you want to do is just make sure you adjust your sharing settings. So you'd want to make it so like anyone with the link can view. Otherwise, if you try to, you know, paste it in Schoology or email it out, it's going to give you don't have permission to access. So you just have to remember with this one, click and open it, and then adjust sharing permissions. Same way you would with a document or anything else, it'll look the exact same. And honestly, that's about all there is to it. They're very, very easy tools, but they can be really powerful, you know, to add and enhance your instruction or feedback or substitutes, whatever you want to use them for. They can be really powerful tools for the classroom. Do you guys have any questions at all? Kendra, if you want to either unmute the microphone or you can pull it up in the chat, because I'm kind of looking at the chat if you guys have questions. But any questions at all about these? And there are tons of, you know, like Tracy, you mentioned using Screencast-O-Matic before. That's a web-based screencasting tool that you can do up to 15-minute videos with. And you share it with a link to it. Will let you download in a normal file type. So there's tons of tools out there that you can use. These are just the ones I like. Yeah. And just while we're talking about screenshots and everything, does you guys know how to do a screenshot on the Chromebook? So if you, just the still image of what's on the computer, if you do Control, Shift, and it is the button, not 4, that's a Mac. It's the one above the 6. So, yeah, it looks like the 3 little screens. If Control, Shift, and then the button above the 6 with the 3 screens, that will take us, then it gives you the crosshairs and you have to drag and drop. Yeah, and you select the portion of the screen that you want. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
People get confused with it. Like, okay, I saved it. Where did it go? It's under your download. So
yes.
If you Control J, it will show.
Great point. What's the command? Control J will pull up the downloads file on. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I didn't know that. Control J. So if you do a screenshot on a Chromebook with that Control Shift button above the 6, for not knowing a quick name for it, that will take a screenshot. You drag and drop, and then it saves to the downloads folder on the Chromebook. To pull up that downloads folder, it is Control J. Awesome. Thank you, Sergio. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Awesome. We're done right on time again. Okay. No problem. Thanks for coming. Absolutely. Thanks, Kendra. I'm going to go ahead and stop now.